Hello YouTube, I wanted to provide an update on what's been going on. In my last video I stated that it would be a few days before I post the next video, and it's been almost a month. And the reason this is because something you're going to have to learn if you're doing a build is patience. There are a lot of steps going on, a lot of tests that need to be conducted, forms that need to be filled out and approved, and a lot of time can go by if you're doing your own build. Yes, if you do a modular build with one of these companies in the sub-development, they take care of this. It's a well-oiled machine, it's quick, and you're paying for that convenience. But if you want to build your own home, it's going to take some time. So the reason that ours has been taking so long since you've heard anything from me about the project is we're playing the waiting game. Up until today, finally, that is when we finally broke ground on the project, and we'll talk about in just a minute. So be prepared for the different steps you need to take. Check with your town, check with the building inspector for the town, create a checklist. And even when that checklist you think is done, probably something is going to come up that you're not expecting. In our case, it was a series of soil tests. Now for our lot, I'm going to show you here in just a moment, as they broke ground today, they're beginning to scrape off that top layer of topsoil that we're going to be able to use later on. But the town stated they want the house to be above grade, and that's for water drainage, and that makes sense. However, when we had the test conducted and a surveyor came out and they did the topography of the land and came out with that plan for drainage, we actually need to build our plot up 2.5 feet. Now, that's just dirt, and it's compacted dirt, and they bring it in, and it sounds like it would be pretty simple to do, but you don't realize the process to go behind this and how much that actually costs until they get going. So this 2.5 feet of dirt that we needed to bring in, or that is being brought in currently, how much do you think dirt costs? Okay, so our footprint of our house is going to be approximately 60 feet wide, 36 feet deep. The garage is approximately 40 feet wide and 24 feet deep. And how much does dirt cost to bring that in? Well, the dirt's not the only thing. First of all, they need to test the soil of the dirt that's being brought in. They want a 5-gallon bucket full of dirt so that they can test it before you bring it in to let you know, is that dirt good to use. This is beyond me, but this added an entire week on its own. Next, when they bring the dirt in and start compacting it, they want to stop halfway through and do another soil test to make sure that the soil is still good and that they're doing it correctly. And then they're going to finish. So it's just time and hoops to jump through, and it is a little bit frustrating, a little bit pain in the butt, so hopefully you're a little bit more patient than I am. What I'm going to do here is try to break down the cost of the excavation of the dirt for you. So this process, they're bringing in heavy equipment, they're scraping off the plot of land, not the whole plot, but where the garage is going to be, where the house is going to be, where the main pad needs to be built up and bolstered in. So they're scraping off that area. Next, they're bringing in truckloads of stone to pour where the driveway is going to be, and that's going to come up. After that's in there, they're going to start bringing in trucks and trucks and trucks, dozens of truckloads full of dirt, this approved dirt, and bring that in to start compacting and building that land up 2.5 feet. Now, this is something that's been semi-budgeted for within the total cost of the build. However, because they told us after the fact that it needs to be brought up 2.5 feet, which is more than was budgeted for, that means that we have to eat the remainder of that. That's going to be something that's outside of our mortgage. This is something if you can't pay for this outside of your mortgage, you may want to try to get a good plan on this ahead of time so you can build it into the mortgage. For us, I was thinking for some reason in my head, and I don't know about dirt, but I was thinking maybe this is $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 to bring in all this dirt and do this part of the job. No, our quotes, after we started getting them, the cheapest quote that we received, that we are going with, from a reputable company, we're not just going for the cheapest one, but the fairest quote from a reputable company, is still $19,000. So that's $19,000 to essentially prep the site to begin building the pad and the house. That's $19,000 of dirt and a few days of heavy equipment and labor. And this is in addition to our mortgage. So far off to, I wouldn't say a rough start, but a slow start and a costly start. Because I did not plan on, again, planned on maybe $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 for this extra dirt. So to be at almost $20,000 is not exactly planned for, but we are have been able to work with our mortgage broker from the bank that we're using and be able to rearrange some of the draws of the payments to get us that money up front and buy us some time to be able to fund the rest of it over the life of the project.